It's 8:04 in the morning. Now we go to Britain to get more information on her trip to Africa. Britain?
Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, we've been doing a series of stories. We're now on story number 3 about a reality that many children face in Africa and many nations across the world. But just imagine waking up one day and having your family tell you they don't want to associate with you, that you're a curse, bad luck, good for nothing. What if that was the only life you'd ever known? Simply because you're born with a disability. Many children across the world face that harsh reality daily. Trapped between Kenya, South Sudan, and Tanzania lies the pearl of Africa, a country cultivated by adversity, yet radiating beauty.
What you see here is what normally life looks like.
Uganda boasts a population of 32 million.
85% live in housing like what we're about to see.
Living on an average of $1 a day.
No medication, no education, no food.
Where 38% of children are chronically undernourished.
Real people in Kampala live like this. Some of the villages are even worse than here.
And half the country is under the age of 15.
What happens to these children that don't get to go to school?
Uneducated, they are starving. Anyone can get them going into anything. Buy them into prostitution. Desperation is a terrible thing.
Then there's the fate of the deaf children.
At the moment you're born deaf, you're called kasiru, you're dame, echiteta, good for nothing. Then the other common one is a curse, chikolimo. You imagine how you would be born in your family and everyone think you were punishment of God to them. All these kids that we've seen, the real question that must be answered is who is going to disciple these families? How are you, Somalia?
Named courageous by some, irresponsible by others.
I was advised by almost about everyone that, Pastor, you're a good pastor, you have a good marriage, you have good children, you've seen my family. Everyone was like, Pastor, please don't bring a curse to your good family. Everyone advised me, Pastor, don't bring a curse to your church. Your church is a good church.
Pastor Raphael is deaf to the voices of his adversaries.
I began to see a boy by the name of Mutebi, an isolated boy, just because he's deaf. We got 2 sign language interpreters, and our goal was not even a school.
4 years ago, the Busega School for the Deaf started with just 4 children. Now, it's grown to 13.
Story began to go around in the community. Before I knew it, Angela was on the door of my house.
Just 15 years old at the time.
Life wasn't all that good.
What do you remember?
What I remember was pain. Bad boys in the community would come in, they would use her. They ended up impregnating her. She gave birth to Precious, and Precious had no eyes. We had no choice but to bring Angela into the school.
To refine beauty. But seeing her now, what are your thoughts now about her?
What can you say? In the first place, you say that this could only be God. Only. You see redemption. Not only shall we give you education as Angela, but we'll also love to take care of Precious. And look how they are today, wonderful, precious gifts, not only to us, but to the church.
Providing not only education, but also new identity.
Anderson, we've given him a new name, and we've given him a sign name, Joy Anderson, happy. That was the most gloomy looking boy. Mutebi, we've given him Mutebi, a wise man. Him that was being looked at in the community as a dummy. Actually, his entire family thinks he's intelligent right now. Angela, she's almost like an angel.
Love without limits. No other school has their gate open.
Absolutely.
Why is it that you choose to keep?
From the day one, we said we will not close the doors of whatever we are doing. Everyone looks at all these kids as a burden. We, with the little we have, we are looking at this, what you call our jurisdiction. If a mother and father have gone into town and left a child like this one, in a dangerous community like this one, they can easily be molested. Anything can be done. So we keep these doors open so that she, even without being in our school program, she can have a safe place.
Changing the future generation.
I love the Life School. It makes me feel good.
In the Pearl of Africa.
It's an overwhelming feeling to see lives change.
And from watching that story, you can see that Pastor Raphael's passion doesn't just stop with running the deaf school. He wants to see change in the entire Busega community. And you have an opportunity to support Pastor Raphael and the deaf school by participating in Unadopted's Run for One. The race starts at 8 a.m. at Veterans Park.